Hi, everybody. Welcome to round 13 of Grand Prix Chicago. Modern's the format. The players in question are David Glacier and Bob Albright. Jacob Van Loonen's with me. Jacob, tell me what we're going to see this round.
David Glacier is piloting a red-green Urzatron deck. The deck plans on getting Urza's Tower, Urza's Mine, and Urza's Power Plant into play as fast as possible so that he can begin unloading huge monsters like Wormcoil Engine or powerful game-breaking spells like Karn Liberated. He wants to win the game decisively. When the Tron deck wins, oftentimes the opponent will have no cards in their hand, no permanents in play by the end of the game. It wins hard when it wins.
Right. David Glacier described the deck as having a number of perfect victories.
Yes. Now, Bob Albright, on the other hand, he's playing robots, and his plan is he wants to get in underneath these giant spells that David Glacier is planning on playing. He wants to kill David Glacier before he has a chance to establish this Voltron on the table, and his deck's very capable of doing that. We know that robots has draws where it's capable of killing as early as turn 3 just by attacking with creatures, and though that's unlikely, it's definitely a possibility.
Cranial plating's a big part of that, obviously.
Definitely.
If you had to pick, just without getting into the players themselves, just on deck, who do you like in this matchup?
I think David Glacier has an advantage here. He has 4 Pyroclasms in his main deck.
What?
Yes. So that's huge against the robots list. The modern versions of Affinity have tons of 1 and 2 toughness creatures. It's not like it used to be where they're modularing all of their power and toughness all over the place.
Right.
Really, Arcbound Ravager is the only modular card
and that
in the deck.
That could be a big... That could be the key for Albright, you think, in this matchup, if he's going to survive those kind of board-sweeping effects?
Definitely. The other thing that Bob Albright might want to do is if he has an aggressive enough draw, he might just want to dump everything possible onto the table with that aggressive draw, and the turn before he might get Pyroclasmed out of the game, he can cast Disciple of the Vault, which is a card we haven't seen in some time. But he is playing 4 copies of Disciple of the Vault in his main deck. Now, that card's not banned in Modern.
It's not?
Yeah, like, it's something that is so surprising to me, because we haven't seen this card in any of the robots lists, and if anybody remembers...
Can someone call a judge?
If anybody remembers Disciple of the Vault, it's really unfair. Another nice part about Disciple of the Vault is, let's say you happen to face an Eggs opponent. They can't win.
Are you people playing a joke on me?
No, Disciple of the Vault, it's... When the artifact goes to the graveyard on their side of the table,
yeah,
Disciple of the Vault is dealing damage to them. So, Disciple of the Vault beats Eggs outright.
Sure.
And the thing is, like, even if they Pyrite Spellbomb it away, when they cast Second Sunrise, the Disciple comes back.
What? What?
Oh no, while the main match was sideboard, we were going to look at Luis's match.
Yeah.
But Luis won it really fast. First game.
Luis won game 1 already? So Luis Scott Vargas versus Alex Maljuton. We were going to try to slip over there and take a look at that, but Luis is already up a game against the robots deck.
Wow. That was fast.
Yeah. I'm still kind of like stunned by Disciple. I guess I just assumed Disciple of Vault was banned.
It's a powerful card. I mean, it was banned and extended in the day, and they let it go in Modern. It hasn't really seen much play. But here it is today, and I think Ben Weinberg was playing it in this tournament also, okay. Disciple of the Vault and Robots. And here Bob Albright is, 11-1.
Bob Albright, a Wisconsin, a Madison-based player. Dave Glacier, I believe, is here local in Chicago. Bob Albright is going. Is he going to 4 or is he going to 5?
I think he's going down to 4 now, which seems especially rough for him.
Maybe we should switch over to the Luis Scott Vargas match and come back to this for game 2, because
all right, so both matches are currently shuffling up.
Then you get a look at some of the other matches in the feature match area. See Alex West playing against Brian Kibler. Both those players are at X and 3, so really kind of maybe hoping for something miraculous to happen to get into top 8, but not in great shape for it. And then you also see Ari Lax and Josh Utter-Layton playing there.
Both of them sitting at X2.
And that's X and 2.
And they're hoping to win their pod.
Yeah.
And a 3-0 will.
They need to 3-0 this table.
Will get them into this top 8. And of those players who need to win that pod, those X2 players who need a 3-0 out, I think Ari Lax and Josh Layton are at the top of the list of people you'd expect to be in that top 8.
All right. So it looks like the game 2 of Alex Magilton, Luis Scott Vargas is about to get underway with both players keeping. So, oh, okay.
We can watch with him at 5. Affinity can win on 5 cards.
All right. We thought it was 4, but it's actually 5 cards. Is he going to keep his hand? So we're staying with Bob Albright and David Glacier. We have too many options now.
Yeah. You know, all these exciting matches we want to watch. All right, never mind. All right,
can we please get Luis Scott Vargas
jump over to Luis.
Alex Magilton? There we go.
All right, so we have Alex Magilton on the left.
Yeah. He is already down a game.
Yeah, that was pretty
let's just
fast.
stick with this for the time being. Let's stick with this for this game. And take a look at Alex Magilton's list.
Apparently I'm changing this match. Which means you guys will be able to start.
See what he's playing there. It looks like he's playing the version that has the Master of Ethereum. Still playing Thoughtcast, but he also has Galvanic Blast.
Yeah, he has 3 copies of Galvanic Blast. Just having a little bit of spot removal seems like something that the Robots deck really wants. And Galvanic Blast is a great amount of reach. So
we see Alex Magilton tapped his Mox Opal, and then activated, sacrificed it to Arcbound Ravager, and then in response to that trigger, Luis Scott Vargas bolted the Arcbound Ravager. And then when the Arcbound Ravager died, counter went on to
Ornithopter. So Ornithopter gets to become a Concordia Pegasus.
Right. And the reason he did that is because he had a second Mox Opal, and they are legendary.
So Luis successfully fending off this early robot attack. Already casting Lingering Souls.
Breakout card of the tournament.
Yep. And, I mean, here he is. He's still at 19. Ooh, but a cranial plating is going to mean that he's in chump block mode pretty soon. Probably not yet, but...
Well, that's...
Yeah, that's 4. It's going to drop him down to
4.
15
He can make it 5 with the Nexus.
And as he plays more artifacts, that's just going to become more and more strong. But Luis has an endless stream of chump blockers for that, thanks to Lingering Souls.
Oh, so I'm sorry, we were given some misinformation. Alex Magilton actually won game 1, which makes a lot more sense.
Yeah, it's
since his is the deck that can win on turn 3.
Yes.
They are 1-0, right?
So the winner of this match will likely be able to draw into the top 8 of this tournament.
Yeah. Yeah, possibly double draw or even lose draw.
And here comes Master of Ethereum.
Right. Luis was thinking about possibly triple blocking to kill the Ornithopter, but the Master of Ethereum makes that
it minimizes his options.
Non-possible.
Can't do that. It's now a 2-4 before the cranial plating is even taken into account. And then with those 4 artifacts on the table, it is actually a 6-4 flying. That Ornithopter is a veritable dragon right now. Luis, Inquisition of Kozilek, able to take Etch Champion out of Alex's hand. Etch Champion, one of the better cards against Junt.
Great card against Junt. Just super difficult for them to deal with. And 4 more Spirit tokens.
And this is what Luis wants to do. Luis just wants to chump block, get in damage where he can, and then he's hoping to get those spot removal spells that
looking through
can
the
deal with
token
those
stack,
irrelevant cards.
Just really racing, trying race against Magilton here.
So Magilton likely to play his artifacts before he attacks.
Sure.
Increase the power of the Master Ethereum and cranial plating. Master Ethereum getting in for 5 damage, possibly 6 if Alex wants to activate this Nexus. Gets in for 5. Luis going down to 10.
Okay, we're just gonna cut across for a second. Is that what's happening? So this is the mull to 4. Mull to 4 is looking pretty good.
Yeah, that mull to 4 is not the worst mulling into 4 I've ever seen.
Pretty impressive. But in the meantime, what has happened? Is that a Shatterstorm?
That is a Shatterstorm.
While we
Luis.
were away,
Yes.
Luis got Vargas.
Yeah, thanks for jumping us over to the other game, Rusty. Good job.
Mulligan Alex Magilton to 4.
Yeah.
Retroactively.
Now this Army of Spirits is going to be able to take this game away, and that's what Luis needed to do. You know, he has this unbelievably powerful card in Shatterstorm against these decks, and the plan when you're playing robots is to get in underneath that, kill your opponent before you can do that. But if your opponent's casting Lingering Souls, flashing back Lingering Souls, it's really hard to punch through enough damage to actually kill them.
We're going to see him, I assume, activate the land. Yep. Raging Ravine. And get in with all but 1 token. He's leaving a token back. He's still worried about.
An interesting attack from Luis. This will actually leave Alex at 1. If Alex chooses not to block at all.
He is going to block. Then he can pump one of them.
But Luis is going to
Luis has the bolt. He's ever patient. Waits till his opponent commits.
And the bolt comes down.
Just the right card. Wow.
So these guys are going off to game 3.
Things were going perfect for Alex Magilton, but he didn't bring an umbrella.
All right, so let's take a look over here at David Glacier, Bob Albright. So it looks like Glacier has established board control here.
Oh, hi.
And here's Karn.
I'm like, I play robots. I haven't seen this card. What's going on?
He's Gollum.
Yeah. He likes to party.
It's Gollum with a heart.
All right, a valiant effort on the mull to 4, but David Glacier was able to take that down with Karn liberated.
Karn liberated, worth a lot of cards. More than 4.
Yeah.
So. What is the number of cards you'd start with in your hand to start with a Karn liberated in play? 0. 0 is probably right.
You would say I will take no cards in hand. I will just start with Karn liberated in play.
Yes.
Yeah, I don't think you could actually lose.
It's almost impossible.
Yeah.
There are a few cards that you could say that for.
Like, I guess I'm trying to figure out what your opponent.
Imagine if you're on the play, like, take it up. Go. Oh, you played a lead? Take it down.
The Karn liberated challenge.
Karn liberated challenge.
What?
I started bringing it in after that, and it was always been that.
Then you just start the game over, and then you have stuff.
Like, what do you have to have to defeat Karn in play on turn 0?
You could go like turn 1 mana guy.
Kill it.
Turn 2 like Dreadbore it.
Yeah.
See, it's easy. That's all you need to do.
Easy game.
But you need to have the mana guy in order to do that.
I don't think having my first play made Blood Red Elf going to win the game. From my hand.
So again, both matches shuffling up. The matchup for Luis definitely gets better post sideboard. Cards like Shatterstorm.
Yeah, look at his sideboard. I mean, he's got the Maelstrom Pulse. He's got the Shatterstorms.
3 Rakdos Charms.
Yeah, Rakdos Charm is great.
And at the Pro Tour, their Jund deck was not well prepared for robots. They'd 1 Ancient Grudge on their sideboard. I believe the robots decks had a very strong win percentage against them.
It's very interesting that they don't have Ancient Grudge at all now.
Nothing on
You know, that they're instead going for the hammer of Shatterstorm.
Yeah, and Rakdos Charm helps out a lot also. It's so diverse with, I mean, it's
Right, well, we saw Rakdos. You'd bring Rakdos Charm in against robots, but you'd also bring Rakdos Charm in
against Splinter Twin.
Against Splinter Twin, yeah, we saw it. You know,
Or
just
against any sort of graveyard deck.
right.
You know, if they're trying to reanimate something, you bring in
So
Rakdos
basically,
Charm.
you're saying I can beat Eggs, Splinter Twin, or robots with this card.
Yes,
That seems good.
does. It seems pretty damn good.
Are all the? I mean, all the charms seem like they've been pretty good so far in constructed.
In Standard, Azorius Charm and Celestin Charm making a big splash. Here in Modern, we're seeing a lot of Rakdos Charm, and we've even seen a little bit of Golgari Charm. So a Thoughtseize on turn 1 from Alex. It's a very reasonable hand from Luis. Luis with that 1 of Grim Lavamancer, we've seen him draw it a lot. It's been very good for him throughout this tournament.
1 land for Luis, though. Gonna take the Abrupt Decay. We assume there's an artifact in Alex's future here.
Yeah, I don't think he's just.
Otherwise, he's
playing
just
the Glimmer
Lotus
Void.
pedaling
It's
that
nothing.
Glimmer Void.
Yeah. Not necessarily ideal. Luis going to probably grab a. Ooh. I mean, if he grabs a red source and tap, then he wouldn't have access to green mana for those Tarmogoyfs. Yeah, he grabs the Blood Crypt. Marsh Flats
But he knows
unable to
he
grab
also
Stomping
kno-
Grounds.
He also knows he's going to want the red source for Shatterstorm.
So Luis, the option of taking a Vault Scourge or a.
And that's a freshly drawn
Rest
Inquisition,
in
right? We
peace.
didn't see that.
Yep. So he still has the Lavamancer in hand. Vault Scourge comes down for Alex. And an Ornithopter. It's followed up by a Master Ethereum.
Oh, wow.
And in for 2
Game
for
2.
Alex. Hopping back up to 20, knocking Luis down to 15. Luis happy to have drawn that Treetop Village, but now back against the wall here.
Oh no.
Likely going to activate this
Yep.
Lavamancer right now, killing that Vault Scourge before. Okay.
Plays Tarmogoyf, which is that a Rest in Peace?
Yeah, the Rest in Peace
So
has
that's
been.
sorcery, enchantment, artifact, creature, instant. There is cranial plating.
Ooh, that's a good one. So in comes Ornithopter.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Yeah. Luis falling down to 9 here. Luis needs to find a removal spell to deal with this Ornithopter. 2 turns away from just dying. White Source is good enough for Luis here. There's a lot of outs. Alex swinging in with the Ink Moth and the Ornithopter. Luis 1 poison counter. Dealing him lots of damage, putting him down to 3. And does Luis find a White Source or a removal spell? No, he does not.
Alex Magleton, 12-1.
Very nice. Follows up a 9-0 performance on day 1 very nicely with a 3-1 start here on day 2.
Well, yeah, sends Luis Scott Vargas into a hungry pack of 11-2s.
Oh yeah, and the 11-2s are the most vicious.
Yeah, they're brutal.
They are looking, watching every single one of your moves, waiting for you to miss a trigger, waiting to call the judge on you for not wearing the right color of pants. 11-2 is a rough pack of people.
So now we're back at Bob Albright and David Glacier. David Glacier's on the right, playing the Tron deck. Did he just complete a Tron?
Looks like he did.
And Wormcoil.
Yep, that's a Wormcoil engine, and this is what David Glacier's deck does.
Turn
plays
3.
Turn 3 Wormcoil engines or Karns.
Just preposterous questions asking the opponent. You know, we were joking about what would you do with a Karn on turn 1, but like a Karn on turn 3 is pretty good too. Here we see
Master of Ethereum comes down. Not that big right now. Only a 3/3. 4/4. 2 Darksteel Citadels.
Judge.
Definitely not big enough to win a race with Wormcoil engine. David Glacier with looks like he has another Pyroclasm in hand.
no red mana source that we can see at the moment. Oh, I guess he does have. Looks like he does have a star in his hand or a sphere.
Wormcoil engine just impossibly huge. A Chromatic Star from David. Crack that. Make some mana. And at this point, Bob Albright really needs to find himself something like a Path Exile. I don't know if he's even playing that card, but
I don't think he is.
Out.
Is that Vandal Blast?
That is Vandal Blast. Wow.
Vandal Blast
Vandal
with
Blast.
Overload.
Lots of cards from Return to Ravnica making appearances this week. 5. 5 is the Overload on Vandal Blast. 4 colorless and a red. Wormcoil comes in. David jumps up to 26, and Bob falls down to 14 now. With the Oblivion Ring in play, it's just about impossible for Bob to win, and he scoops it up.
Scoop. So David Glacier is 12-1.
12-1. Looks like he can draw.
So
Grab a top 8.
He's in great shape for top 8. Bob Albright still alive for our new Bob Albright fans, you Wisconsinites out there. He is. He's still. Again, he's just